Hello beautiful people, welcome to Be Ami. I am your hostess, giving you the realest and the latest information on my channel, where you can sit back and enjoy what has been going on. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. We are going to be talking about what's been trending. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. You guys are A1. So let's talk about what has been trending. So we had the hot desk on the Trend Central channel. If you don't know what that is, I think it's a kind of, I would say replacement, but not really a replacement of Backchat. They still have some of the cast members sit on this desk and they talk about a specific topic, and obviously it was drug dealer and Pastor Toby comparing the two. Zeze Millz was trending because people felt like she was coming for Lani's exterior, her looks, and really calling her HOE, and you know, people really wasn't feeling that. So yeah, she was trending for that. Now I watched a little bit of it and then I just kind of like switched off, just because, you know, I'm not really diving too much into this horseback nation whole situation. She was trending for that, and to be honest, I feel like with Zeze Millz, she's the kind of person that just, she needs to see it for herself. She needs to experience it for herself. One of the things that I do love about her is that she's always unbiased, and yes, there is so much evidence against the church and whatnot and PT, but you know, she's just not going with the flow. Eventually she will get there and she will see what everyone's talking about, and when she is, I think she's woman enough to be like, Raj, you know what, this was going on, and you know, now I see what's happening, and now I can speak authentically from my own opinion. So a little bit of more recent, we had the Congolese designer. This is one of my favorite things that I have seen. She was trending because she came out with a digital runway catwalk type of interpretation, and it really broke the internet. I'm gonna insert some footage of her work. It is absolutely amazing, and I really do hope that she gets all of the credit that she deserves, because I know sometimes when it comes to black community or black people coming up with things, it does get taken away from them and the credit gets taken away from them, and then as soon as a white person does it, then it's like, oh, look at this, and everybody kind of jumps onto it. So that was absolutely amazing. Congolese fashion designer Anifa Mvuemba just made history with this amazing virtual fashion show.
I'm so intentional about everything that I do with this collection. You know, if you're African, then you know about like African seamstresses and how, you know, detail is so important and color is so important and prints are so important. So I really wanted to make sure that I use that in this collection, just to give tribute to all the African seamstresses out there, not just Congo specifically. I did a lot of detailing. I did prints my own way. I did color my own way, and every single color palette that we use in this collection has meaning to it. It has intention behind it. It has a story. It has purpose.
And at this point, she was looking for something to do, you know, during the lockdown, how she could still push with her business, you know, how she can still thrive in this time. And this is definitely a lesson for us to learn, because no matter what the state or the condition of the economy and the financial status, we can definitely thrive. What she has done is absolutely amazing. Like, oh my god. So moving on to what has been going on in the past day or so. Well, first of all, happy birthday Molly-Mae. It is Molly-Mae's birthday and she turns 21, and she is trending on Twitter. She is trending for the amazing surprise that Tommy did for her. I'm gonna say, comparing the two, definitely Tommy went all the way. Like, definitely Tommy literally did it. He did it. Yes. A lot of comments, people are like, they cannot believe their age. You know, for people that are so young to achieve so much, you know, and for them to have come out of the villa, you know, for people to basically, you know, scrutinizing them, especially her, saying how their relationship was fake, and yet they're probably the only relationship that is still standing from that batch of Love Island. And you know, they seem to be growing stronger and stronger. They've been talking about babies and all of that stuff, extending their families. You know, they've been enjoying their company. They've been saying that they've not really been fighting, and I can kind of believe them. I like the balance and the difference Tommy and Molly have. They're probably very similar in a lot of ways, but I think that Tommy definitely brings something that Molly maybe needed and needs. I actually like the relationship, and what he did was it was beautiful. Can we just talk about Anna and Mandy? Wow. So they are breaking the internet right now because of this whole fight that they have gotten into. If you don't know who Anna is, she was a Love Island member. She's also a pharmacist. They were in Hyde Park and they got into a fight which is surfacing the internet. All the blogs are talking about it. Everybody is talking about it. Now, for them to get into that kind of fight, I feel like they were provoked. Now, obviously, the other parties were young. They're like 16. She did put out a statement, so let's have a look at the statement. Okay, so she says, since coming out of Love Island, it's become my normal for people to shout abuse at me in the streets, and I have learned to turn a blind eye and remove myself from the situation. Yesterday I was having a picnic in the park with my sister, boyfriend and cousin when we were subjected to continuous verbal abuse from a group who came near us who were doing drugs. Wanting to remove ourselves away from them, we packed up to leave. They came over and swung at my cousin and threw her by her hair, leaving her bleeding. Out of self-defense, we had to get them off her and leave. There was a large group of them and not many of us. These are not innocent children. The guys with them kept shouting they have a gun, and they tried to steal my sister's phone. I have never had a physical fight in my life. The violent attack has been reported to the police. I don't condone violence, but let me tell you, sometimes you little pickney, you little people, you love to act like you're grown people. I wasn't there, so I can only speak from what I can see, and obviously from the information that is out there. Young people these days, especially these 16-year-olds, 15, 12-year-olds that think that they're grown, or they think that they're gangs suddenly, they always want to come for people. They always want to, especially when they are in groups, and you know, they want to show that they're big people, they're big women, they're big boys. They always want to act some kind of way, and sometimes you need to give them 1-2 piece, do you get what I mean, to teach them a lesson. Like, don't come for me, don't step to me, like, don't do none of that. If I was in her situation and someone came for my cousin and swung for her, best believe I'm gonna come for you straight up, do you get it? So obviously it's a bit of a sticky one because of who she is. She's an influencer. This can impact her massively, you know, but at the end of the day, if it's self-defense, it's self-defense regardless. If you're big enough to come for me and swing at my corner, you know, or you big enough to want to fight, then don't suddenly be like, oh, I'm 16, oh, I'm 16, yeah, but you knew what you were doing. Like, come on, we need to get to the point where we don't start using age for everything. Oh, I was 16 when I did this. Oh, I'm 16, so I'm a minor. But you weren't a minor when you were swinging, but suddenly you're a minor because you got beat up. Like, come on, like, it's ridiculous. I'm glad that obviously the police are involved, because child, it's a mess. Like, it's a mess, you know. I do feel like Mandy didn't need to give that extra kick. Like, you know, if the situation was being handled, then she could have just like stepped back and just, you know, let the situation be. Maybe try and stop her sister if her sister was going for it. But for her to, you know, like, give that 1-2 kick, like, I feel like maybe she didn't need to do that. I feel sorry for these celebrities, you know, or especially the ones that are these influencers that get attacked, I can imagine, on, you know, on a regular, and they feel like they have to defend themselves all the time. This is definitely not good. Like, this is not good at all. I mean, people are being spat at, people are being punched randomly, like, and if you look at it, these are little kids. Either their mums, their parents need to hold them down, or they'll get beat up. Simple. Right, let's move on to Americas for all of my subscribers and supporters that are in America. So we had Jeffree Star with his cremated palette. he was trending. So Jeffree Star was trending for his cremated palette. I don't have any of his makeup. I don't really support him like that. I'm a makeup person, and you know, I thought I would drop that one in. Now a lot of people felt like it was insensitive for somebody to name their makeup palette cremated, considering the climate that we are right now. A lot of people are dying, a lot of people had to be cremated, you know. So it was a little bit of like, why would you do that, you know? But at the same time, he's kind of like a walking grave, so what do you expect from someone like that? And I think he must have said something like, you know, this is for you to explore your dark side, and you know, all of that stuff. You know, if you look at Jeffree Star, this is him all over. Would I support something like that? Absolutely not. I don't want to explore my dark side. I don't want to open any doors to any demons or the dark world, or I don't want to speak to any dead people. I don't want that. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. And last but not least, Khloe Kardashian, she was trending also. Now Khloe was trending for this particular image, and a lot of people was like, whoa. To be honest, when I first saw the image, I was like, whoa, I didn't recognize her at all. I think at first people thought that she really had some deep surgery, but then people realized that it was photoshopped because part of her necklace was missing. The girl looked completely different. But you know, we have all of these apps where you could tweak this and tweak that, and you know, I've kind of used those apps myself, so I'm not hating the girl for it. She looked pretty either way. It is what it is. You know, when you're in quarantine, you don't really have much to do. You just sit on your apps and just play with, you know, you just play with all of these apps that's available to us, and it just means changing your body. Now it is dangerous, you know, this is the world of social media, and Tristan was feeling it. So I don't know, I feel like people put too much energy into other people's nonsense, and it's kind of like you don't really need to, like, it doesn't need to affect your life that much. Do you get what I mean? Like, let people be. Let people be, and educate yourself and educate your children enough to know that beauty is not all that it seems, and beauty is skin deep. You know, you need to love yourself. Like, don't be watching all of these social influencers, don't be watching all of these, you know, social platforms and start to be obsessed about how you look. And it all starts at home. This is the perfect time to sit down with our sons and our daughters and teach them about the inner beauty, you know what I mean? Instead of putting all of our energy into, oh, why did she do her lips, or why did she do her bum? This is the world, this is the time that we're living in, and we can't change other people, but we can certainly change ourselves and the responsibility that we have been given, which is our sons and daughters. So that is it for me on what's been trending. I hope you guys like this kind of content. I do these every so often, and please do like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.